Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche, and I'm coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, or if you're catching the replay, thank you for catching it then. So if you're watching on Facebook, I really do appreciate comments or interaction or sharing. And if you're watching on YouTube, I really appreciate it if you click that subscribe button. And if you want to always know when I am coming on, if you click the little bell, when I have a new video come up, it will let you know. So let's just see here. Today felt like a little touch of spring outside. The weather was warm, the snow was melting, and it felt pretty nice. I've got a bouquet of tulips in the kitchen, and in the kitchen window I have some primula, and their bright colors are just making me think that it truly will be spring soon. It's just that feeling. So just on the whole spring theme, I've got some spring projects that and colors that I think you might enjoy tonight. So let's go down to my desk and see what's in store. So here we go, just going down and getting things lined up, which is always a bit of an adventure, right? And then of course we will make sure that it's coming through, and oh lovely, it's not going to, hopefully I am on in the right spot. It looks like it. Some of you were there, I can see. So let's just see if we can get this coming up. Well, I am going to give it another moment and go like this. And while I'm doing that, I am going to show a card that we made with my downline, and I posted it and lots of you were interested. So it looks like this is just resting on top, but it's actually a fancy fold card. And what this is this slides. So you can slide it right up and off, and then open it up like that. And I've already written in it for somebody's birthday. So how that works is there's this little mechanism here. There we go. So like that, and one side clips, help if I didn't have the other side open, right? One side clips here and one side clips here, and this is called a slide and lock card. So if you are wanting to find out how to do it, if you YouTube slide and lock card, I am sure that it would show up. So let's put that to the side and talk just a moment about a class that I have currently running, and it will the registration for it will close on Wednesday. So it is the Pretty Perennials class. It's already taped and ready, so it's set to go. So there is this great stamp set here with I love the word happy. In fact, I love everything about this set, and I absolutely am loving the dies. So some of you have seen these ones in action, and some of the others, they layer beautifully on like that. And so in the class, you will make 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs. So you'll make 2 of these, and 2 of these, and 2 of these. So all you need to do is purchase the bundle from me, and you get the class and the supplies to make the 6 cards free. Now, if you say, well, I've already got the bundle, or I'm a demonstrator and so I don't want to buy, I want to buy the bundle myself, then you can just get the video instruction only for $15. Or if, and that would work no matter where in the world you are. So I've got friends over in the Netherlands and places like that. They can get that as well. Or if you're a member of my downline, you can pay $5 and get the video instruction. So just something to be aware of. Now, there is also a special offer a sneak peek that's starting tomorrow. So, hi everybody. I see quite a few of you on. Excellent. Roz, I'm glad you like those cards. They're just so bright and cheerful and happy. Just fun to look at right now. So this is something that's going to happen starting tomorrow. It's called the Butterfly Bouquet promotion. And what it is in the Butterfly Bouquet promotion is the Butterfly Brilliance bundle. So it's a stamp set, and I'm going to show it to you in real life in a minute. So it's the stamp set, and then it's the dies. Now, the stamp set is a $23 stamp set. The dies are a $60 offering. Now, you can see that there's a lot there, and that is why, and you'll see even more in a minute. Now you can bundle them together and get 10% off. Now these two items will be in the upcoming annual catalog. So this promotion is good until the 3rd of May, because the 4th of May is when the new annual catalog comes out. Now, what you can also get with this promotion are two specialty paper, or two paper packages. These are only while supplies last and only during the promotion. These are not going to be in the upcoming catalog, just the stamp set and dies. So these are 6x6 papers. They are gorgeous. I'm going to show them to you in a minute. There are 48 of them. 6 different designs and 8 of each, and that is for $15.75. And then this paper here, I don't actually have it in my hand, but I think that the best way I can describe it is like thin paper, thin wood. So there is texture to the paper, so it's almost like a wood texture, but it's thin. So it's paper, so it's designer paper. So that's really neat. Now, if you like all of these things, all 4, you can also get them in the collection. And the only saving grace here is that you don't have to enter all the different numbers. You can just enter the one number and get the whole everything. So just to be aware of that. So I thought it'd be fun to play with this a little bit tonight. So let me put that to the side. And I'm going to bring in the stamp set. Here it is right here. Gorgeous, gorgeous butterflies. And you know what? This bundle works beautifully with the other butterfly items that we have. So just, they're just great together. But look at this. It is all one big stamp set. And that is really fun. And you can have a collection of butterflies right away. Now, I threw the question out there earlier, what is a bunch or a group of butterflies called? Now, there were several different terms. If you Google it, kaleidoscope is one, or a swarm, or a flutter. So if you were going to refer to a group of butterflies and you had a choice, what would your choice be? Would you want to call them a kaleidoscope of butterflies, a swarm of butterflies, or a flutter of butterflies? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're like me and kaleidoscope is a difficult word to spell, you can just put K-A-L, and that means kaleidoscope. Now, if you get this, you'll find that there are little pieces of rubber here, and when you pull them out, let me just see where, here, this one came from here. Keep these, because if you put them on a clear block, I keep my bits and pieces in between these layers here. You can make an animal print. You can make like a giraffe print. It could be in black and white for a cow. Roz, you've got it, and you've been playing. Oh, excellent. Yes, I just got mine a few days ago. I've started to play, and I am addicted right now. So I have maybe a kaleidoscope or a swarm or a flutter of butterfly cards starting to happen or in the process. But do keep those little pieces. They are so handy for other projects. So I'm going to leave that open. And I'm missing one die here, the great big one, because I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But you get these detailed dies, and these are all individual, so you could cut them out. But they also match these. So you could stamp these and cut them out and then put the detail on top, and you've got your layers happening. Then there's like I said, there's a big die, and I'm going to show it to you in a moment, but then there are also these little dies too. So we've got some tiny butterflies, and some of these I'm going to show you those in just a moment here. So you know that when I get a new die set, I like to make this. I call it my getting acquainted time. So that big die that I'm going to show you, it cuts out all these solid images. Or if you stamped, it cuts out all of the stamped images all at once. So you can stamp them all at once. You can cut them all out at once. So that's what the big die does. And then these are the gorgeous filigree dies, the detailed dies. Then we've got a couple of the little solid ones. And then we've got these. With this die here, this one here makes these little dots, and I'm going to show you a couple of ideas with that. This one here is made with this die, so it just makes these cross hatchings. So these would work great with other stamp sets, not just this one. And then this one here is made with this. So you have the little bricks if you were wanting to use the little bricks, or you can use this. And again, I'm going to show you of a card partway done, but how to use that, or you can use it as a stencil. So those are the dies. So let me move this out of the way here and bring in the designer paper. Now this designer paper is called Butterfly Bijou. Bijou? I actually Googled how to say it because I wasn't sure how to do it, and I even Googled the meaning. So it's not bayou or something like that. It's bijou, and it's a small, dainty, usually ornamental piece of delicate workmanship, a jewel, something delicate, elegant, or highly prized. And that's a butterfly, isn't it? That I think it would qualify quite easily. So let me show you the designer paper. Now this designer paper here, on this side here, let me just show you. You can cut it out with the die, and it cuts them out perfectly. So the reason why that one big die was missing in action is I actually have it here, and I've just got a little washi tape holding it down. There we go. And if I lift that big die off, look at this. I have a kaleidoscope, or a swarm, or a flutter of butterflies all set for a project. Isn't that neat? So I just wanted to show that. And then you've got the edges here, which you can use for trim on the inside of a card, or for little bits and pieces somewhere else. But I just love, love, love that. So that's the big die that I had somewhere else. So let me show you the paper. So this is this paper, and then on the back, we've got this tie-dye thing. Now, because we had that cold spell, and because Harry is waiting for hip replacement, which is going to be a while yet, we've been walking at the mall sometimes just because it's not slippery and cold. Tie-dye, or this kind of look, is displayed in all the windows. Now, we walk before the stores are open, so we're just window shoppers. But that is just a really in effect. So then we've got this in some of our different greens, and then some more butterflies. And then we've got this here. And, oops, sorry, that was just, I should have grabbed a different piece. This is, let me just grab you a different piece here. You're seeing where I mucked up one of my stamping things. Here we go. And then I forgot to check that side when I gathered things together for tonight. So there's that look again. And then this here It looks like clouds in the sky with butterflies. And then we've got the more overall pattern. And then we've got this one here. And then I stopped to think, I thought, well, we have a butterfly punch. So we have this one here. Let me see if I can show it to you without too much reflection. So I punched it out and I wondered if it would match these butterflies. And so this little one here, look at, it will actually, if you wanted, it would punch out some of the butterflies that are on this paper. So like I said, our butterfly, all of our products will work well together. So Judy, you're saying you're a kaleidoscope lady. I kind of like that too, or a flutter. Swarm reminds me of a swarm of bees or a swarm of mosquitoes. In our country, that's not very much fun. And then there's this one. And then I kept these like this on the back, and then just to show that there are 8 of each. So that's why that is there. So what colors are found here? I made this little chart. There are a ton of colors. So these are all the colors that would coordinate with this designer paper. So lots of fun. It's a touch of summer, a touch of spring, it's way to go kind of thing. So let's get on with a card. Oh, before I do that, I wanted just to show you that I have been having a little fun. So where did I put this? So I have, every time I cut out a bunch of butterflies, I put them in here. It was reminding me of when I've been working with the many messages. When I've got extras, I'm keeping them. Then I also have the vellum. I cut out a bunch of vellum ones, and I'm just looking here. So if you're not a colorer, you can definitely, oh, there we go. There's 2 that layer, so you get the idea of the layering here. And I see somebody here with lots of hearts. Yes, that DSP is amazing. So we've got that. You can also stamp, which is what you saw my boo-boo on. I stamped onto the designer paper, and so I've got this, like the butterfly is already colored, so you see it was the designer paper like that. Then I've got some of just the solid white images in here, and then I did some coloring, and this is only part 1 of showing you. Good grief, I'm having some difficulties here, but I googled different colors of butterflies, and then I did some coloring. And then I also added some Wink of Stella. So there I've got butterflies galore ready to go. So I'm going to have some fun in a little bit. So just to show you that. But I wanted to show you just a simple card tonight where the layout would translate well to other things in your stash, or you can adapt it to any of the colors of butterflies that we have. Now, one of the most popular things during celebration was the Oso Ombre paper. So tonight I am going to make our own ombre paper. So this is one of the cards. This is my sample card for tonight, but we're going to do the next one in a different color. And I am bringing in the Pretty Perennial stamp set as well as the butterflies, just to show a little bit how they can work together. Because the butterfly set does not have words with it, you can bring in words from any set. So here are the pieces of paper that I have. I'm going to start with 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So we'll just fold that right now and burnish that, and then put that to the side. Then for my black layer, it is 5 by 3 3/4, and it's going to just be centered on top. Like that. I tried it without the black and it looks really pretty, but the black just seemed to make everything pop. Then I have shimmer white. I did not use shimmer white here, but after I made this, I thought, ooh, I bet shimmer white would look nice. So this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So those of you who love having the 1/4-inch border and not the 1/8. This is for you. I did it perfectly for you. So it's like that. Do you like that card, Karen? I like it too. And we're going to make it a different color now. So I think it will adapt to almost any color. And then I've got a piece that is approximately 3.5 by 2 1/4. This one is cut out with the stitched rectangles, but you could just definitely cut a rectangle about that size, and then it's going to go on top of there. So let's stamp the words first. And so let's clear a little spot. Working inside the camera here, we have to keep my area clean, and that's a stretch for me. So I decided that sorry, back up a little bit, Lillian. I decided to use this butterfly. And this butterfly has just jade in it. It has some Bermuda Bay in it, and it has some misty moonlight. And I thought, well, I haven't used just jade for a while, so I'm going to give that one a whirl tonight. But I think you could go with any of those colors. So each time you choose a butterfly, whoops, I need to bring in a mat, don't I? Because this is photopolymer. You would look at the colors found in that butterfly and then adapt your card to work with whatever. So, and if you're working at home and doing this, you can use any word stamp. So I'm going to stamp happy in, oh my goodness, I must have the camera and a phone in a really different spot tonight. So I'm going to stamp happy there and count to 3. Let the ink transfer. There we go. And now I need to bring in some words here. What did I do? There we go. So I could do happy mail, happy for you, happy birthday. I'm always needing birthday. I think I will go with birthday. I just addressed today the birthday cards and for March, and I need to make a batch of anniversary cards too. I've got a bunch of anniversaries coming up. What I tend to do for anniversary cards is make one style for the year and then I'm done. But I'm out right now. So what about you? When you're doing cards like anniversary cards, do you change it up or do you make quite a few at once? So birthday, and I love how these words, it's a totally different font and I want to emphasize that. So I'm going to change up the color. Slightly crooked, but I think it'll do for now. So now we've got the stamping on that done and we can put it to the side. Move this out of the way. Now we're going to make us some ombre paper. We're going to bring back the Just Jade again. And I'm going to bring in the blending brushes. Now these are on back order right now, but some more are coming. So just be patient if you haven't got yours yet. And Judy, you customize the cards to the receivers. Perfect. You are good. I like that. I like to do that when I can, but for some reason, anniversary, I don't so much. So what I'm doing here is I am stamping off the excess and then starting here, and I'm going to work up, be darker this side and work up. So I am just lightly swishing. Roz, you get 6 to 10 and then you get bored and go on to the next. Yeah. Sometimes that happens to me too. I need a little variety in my life. So every time I bring the brush back on, I am starting here where I want it darker and gradually moving up so that my darkest area is going to be at the bottom and it's gradually going to get lighter. So I'm going to have my ombre paper, right? Now what I did there is I kind of pounced instead of starting off my paper and it's a bit dark, but it'll I think it'll gradually work its way in, and you can just keep working this until you're happy with what you have. Let me just take a look here. I think I'm going to swish up a little bit just so there's a faint bit of the Just Jade up here. And again, I'm going to start off the paper and work up. And I think that's going to be just fine, because there is going to be stuff on it as well. Now, while I have my brush in my hot little hand, I am going to bring this back in. Now, on this card here, I did some of the, I got some ink on it, ombre down here. I was thinking on this next card, I'm going to do some of the sponging in the middle here, just to see what it looks like, but I don't want it to be very dark. And I think I should turn that over before I get green all over my card. So I'm going to tap quite a bit off, and then I'm just going to barely touch it down and just keep swirling until I have what I like. Now, I could do this to the envelope too, right? And I think I'm going to stop there. And then if I stamp on it with a dark ink, I think that will work. We will find out. So now I'm going to close all this up. And it is time to start assembling the card and see how things go. So now it's going to go like this. Now in this card here, I use this pretty ribbon, and if you haven't seen this ribbon, it is the Blushing Bride, what kind is it? Metallic ribbon. So it has the metallic gold on one side, which is so pretty, and then it has the Blushing Bride sort of satin with just a hint of gold on the other, and that is what I used on here. I could have gone either way, but I didn't have gold anywhere else. So just gorgeous ribbon, nice and soft, easy to work with. So now we've got these colors here, and I played around with ribbon a bit last night, and I thought maybe this is one of the reasons I went with Just Jade, because I didn't have Bermuda Bay ribbon. I love Bermuda Bay, but I did have Just Jade, and I think that will work. What do you think? Can you use the blending brushes to do the edging? Fran, do you mean like sponge the edges like we do with sponges? Is that what you mean? You definitely can. So let me just, so for example, here would be much the same. Now, I'm not going to touch it down because this is green and this is pink. But when I did this, I could, as long as you've got some, I wouldn't go like this. I would go like this to do it. I've never tried going like that, but I think it would be hard on your brush. That's just my thoughts anyway. So I think we are ready to start to assemble this card. So I'm going to fasten the shimmery white to the black to begin with. Now you can use whatever adhesive you want. This just lets me slide it around a little bit. I just love what the black does to it. There we go. And then we're going to take the ribbon and just fasten it on the back. And where's my glue dots? Here we go. So I'm going to put one here and one at this end. And Roz says she uses the blends and colors the white crinkle ribbon. Yes, I've done that different times, and I didn't even think of that, Roz. So thank you for reminding me. Sometimes I forget what I tell you to do even. So yes, that works beautifully. So there we go. So just before I glue it down, I want to make sure I'm happy with the placement. Yes. If I wasn't, because I use glue dots, I could peel them off and then rearrange them, but I'm happy. So we are going to just fasten that down. Whoop! Now I could have put this on dimensionals, and if you were making this card, that's certainly an option. So there's one reason right there why I like the liquid glue. I can wiggle it around and hopefully get it a little bit straight. Karen, yes, the black really, really does make a difference. I originally did this card when I was planning today's card. I started without the black, and then I thought, no, I think it needs the black. So now I am going to put the words on dimensionals. So we'll put some in each corner so that they straddle the ribbon, because if you only put dimensionals on the ribbon, it pushes it up and it doesn't stay very nicely. So we'll put a couple there as well and take the backing off. Now, there we go. Now you could put it at an angle. You could do whatever. Those of you who know me know that often I go for the angle because I have troubles getting it straight, and I think I just kind of like it that way. So, but I think I'm going to stay this way just in case I'm not happy with it. Don't want to do that on camera. And now we're ready to add our butterfly. Isn't this neat how fast it comes together? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my fingernail where the body is and push the wings up. So it's like that. Then I'm going to bring my bone folder in and just curl the wings a little bit. Oh, I see hearts coming. It looks awesome, Judy. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it. So now my butterfly has like that. And then just the end, I'm going to curl back a little bit. Just gives it a little more dimension. Then I'm going to bring in some glue dots. Now this is, sometimes I take glue dots and roll them to make them long and skinny, but this is long enough that it can handle, well, if I get it off my finger, handle, I think, the glue dots as is. So I'm going to put them there. And then to keep the wings so that they keep their shape during mailing or just whatever, I am going to put, let's get you out of the way, I am going to put mini dimensionals right underneath where the curve is. And so I'm going to put one here. Now this is a bigger butterfly. Little ones, I only put one. So I'm going to put one, da-da, da-da. Now in my plane, I have discovered I like to actually add another layer of dimensionals. So I'm going to take these ones off. Try to get them out of the way here. It came back on. And then go and layer one more so that they are really going to keep their shape. Now this is just Lillian. You don't have to do this. It's just how I find that it adds a little bit. So we're going to peel the backings off. Oh, I forgot to see where the butterfly was going to hit. Oh well, it might be flying at an angle. We will see. So now I'm going to just, let's see, tuck it in there. Oh, it's going to work. So now I'm going to touch it down. Now I want to fasten the body without flattening the wings. So I'm just using my bone folder and pushing it down. And we have got it like that. And we're ready for just one tiny little bit. The black matte dots, they're an embellishment that is it's shown on the pages of the mini catalog with the True Love. So right near the beginning, I have used these black dots so much that I am just flying through them. Now I have got that like that, and I might stop. Some people have put them on the antenna. I could scatter some here. On here I left it as is. Maybe I should scatter a couple of small ones here, and then you can decide what you like. So I really, really love how this card comes together. Now I could show you tons more cards with the butterflies, and I will. I'm calling this a part 1. Pardon me. But you can see how easy it would be to create a bunch of cards like this. Now, if you wanted to bring in the hey chick and put it here, and Judy, never have enough bling. I know. And we are kindred spirits that way. I'm always putting just a little bit more on. Can you imagine, for example, the hey chick, which is a special, on special right now, you can get the dies. Can you imagine one of these chicks here? This would make a great baby card with this, or a birthday card. Whew, yeah, I like that. And here's another one with the etchings there. Or what if you brought in the dragonfly? So you could, or you could even cut a circle out with a flower or something. So take a look through your supplies and see. Now, here's another example of creating my own ombre paper. And on this one, this is the Pretty Perennials, all here. So there is another version, sort of. Now let me just show you a few other things that I've been doing with the butterfly stuff. So with the stamp set, you can create backgrounds. So this one is in Mint Macaron, I believe. This is Rococo Rose or Blushing Bride. This is the first impression, second impression. So you can create fabulous backgrounds. I die cut a whole bunch of butterflies and stuck them down. Now, if I had been smart, I would have used my adhesive sheet, and I will next time. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but definitely think this would make a wonderful, maybe wedding card or anniversary card. Then I've got this, and I kept this because can you imagine putting this and then sponging and using this as a stencil, or even the intricate ones? It would look great. Then here's another butterfly that I colored, and I've just been playing around. I made, I used some of those holes, and because I used Pool Party here and I used Rich Razzleberry there, I was trying to figure out, and I didn't get far in my planning, so it could go like that, and then it would something like that, or I could tuck the Rich Razzleberry underneath. So let me know what you think. Should I tuck the Razzleberry underneath or stay with Pool Party and the white? I am trying to decide. So I think that has a lot of potential, a lot of fun. I could, of course, put other paper behind it. Then I cut out a bunch of the bricks, and look what happens when you place it over top of designer paper. Oh, I think that looks so sharp like that. Then I cut out some bricks just out of vellum, or I could have used a window sheet, and I think you could use this as a mask too and do some sponging. So I am playing with some things that are going to be coming down the road, but I also wanted to show you what I did with the card, one of the cards I showed you last week. Now the Sunburst card, I added a butterfly to it. So I used the solid white here because it's black and white. I did curve the wings and then added a vellum layer and then the black dots. What do you think of that? What do you think? I was pretty pleased. So, and then this one I used, that's the specialty foil paper. Again, it's in the, right at the beginning, it's True Love or Love something or other. And then this is the designer paper from the butterfly stuff. And this, of course, is my many messages coming out. Here's another one that was done just with die cutting the butterfly. This one, those of you in Stamp Club, Stamping Time, we're going to be making something very similar to this, so that's a little sneak peek. And here we've got an embossing folder on the back, and so this like that. And then this one here, I haven't played with my quite curvy for a while, so I brought that in because I thought the curves actually fit the flight of butterflies. I don't know. And added a bit of vellum here. And then we have our little butterfly embellishments. So I was right out of the Calypso coral ones, so, or terracotta tile, I guess. So I brought in some of the green there. So that's where I have been playing. So I hope that gives you lots of ideas and it gets you excited about tomorrow and what's coming. And if you follow Stampin' Up! At all, I'm sure you've seen on Pinterest tons and tons of ideas using the butterfly things. Now, if you're wondering where can I find out more information, if you go to my website, it'll be up tomorrow because then it will be current, and you'll click on specials or promotions. You will be able to see it clearly on your screen that way. And or you can email me and I'll try to guide you that way. If you're ordering from me online, this is the new hostess code. It's a new month. And so I think that's it. So whether you call your butterflies, your group of butterflies, a kaleidoscope, a swarm, or a flutter, I think you will have some fun with them. And I hope that you like this card design and have a little play with it. And if you do, I would love if you post and share that, because it would work with almost anything you would have in your stash, I'm sure. So thank you for joining me tonight. Take care and have fun. Bye-bye.